24 days ago, thousands gathered for a rave in the deserts of southern Israel, dancing under rockets fired and intercepted by the Iron Dome. But once the music stopped, a whole new reality set in as Hamas terrorists swarmed the site, killing at least 260 people there. One Jewish American spent 4 hours running for her life to return to safety. Natalie Sanandaji joins us now to tell her story, along with Director of Litigation at the Lawfare Project, Ziporah Reich. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Natalie, I'm going to start with you. How are you doing? Simply, how are you doing? And please, if you could, take us through your experience on October 7th.
Hi, thank you for having me. The honest answer, I'm not doing great. Right now, when you said that it's been 24 days since the terrorist attack, that was very hard for me to take in. That it's almost hard for me to believe that it's been that long. And it's also hard for me to believe everything that's been happening since then, now that I'm back in the States.
And we mentioned off the top that you were running for 4 hours. Take me through that. How did you get away?
From the moment the rockets started coming our way, to the moment where the festival security told us to evacuate to our cars, and then finally to the moment where they told us to get out of our cars and start running, we just made split-second decisions that either saved our life or got us killed. And the answer is nobody knew what decision was the right decision. Nobody knew what decision would get you killed or save your life. And there are a lot of kids that along the way, at some points, were running in the same direction as me, and then just decided to make a different decision and run in a different direction or hide in a ditch instead of continuing to run. And it was those little decisions that got a lot of those kids killed. And it was just a lot of the right decisions that saved my life.
We are so glad you made those decisions on that day. Hearing Natalie's story, people's lives have been changed forever, as we've been hearing the last 24 days. Ziporah, we are now 24 days into the war in Israel. How has life changed right here in the States for people, especially Jewish people?
Well, thanks for having me, first of all. And I have to say that, unfortunately, college students and those who have graduated not too long ago have been so propagandized and radicalized by the vitriol that has been taught by academia over the past 20 years that it has produced a generation of people who truly believe that Jewish lives don't matter, that it's okay to behead, to burn, to rape, to essentially massacre them for a purpose, for an alleged purpose, which ironically they have no understanding of. And if they had any understanding of it, they would know it's not a purpose at all, that all they're doing is supporting a terrorist organization that's brutal to the Palestinian population. And that has made life an absolute living nightmare for Jewish students and their families, and in fact, people just working at their workplaces that have recent graduates working there. So it's been really an awful time for Jewish people.
Natalie, what do you have to say to lawmakers on Capitol Hill to make life safer for you?
They need to show the people who are doing these lone wolf attacks or who are threatening the lives of Jewish kids on school campuses, outside known Israeli restaurants in the city, they need to show them that there's consequences for their actions. Because when you show someone that there's no consequence for their actions, the actions are only going to get worse. You're showing weakness, and then they're like, okay, we could do something worse and it's fine. And that's what I fear. What I fear is that lawmakers aren't going to do anything until something even worse happens.
Yeah. And
in the meantime, yes, it's just protests. It's just small lone wolf attacks. It's just hitting kids with sticks on college campuses, but it is going to get worse. And what a lot of people have to realize is even this attack on Israel is not an isolated attack. It's not going to stay just on Israel. It's going to come to the US. It's going to come to Europe. And that's what people have to realize, is that we all have the same common enemy, and we all have to come together against this enemy.
Absolutely. The Biden administration has vowed to take action to combat the increase in anti-Semitic incidents. Take a listen to this.
Today we announced that the Biden-Harris administration is taking multiple actions to address this alarming rise. President Biden has been clear. We can't stand by and stand silent in the face of hate. We must, without equivocation, denounce anti-Semitism.
But is there urgency? We were joined by one Georgetown law student just last week who outlined the severity of this situation. Take a listen.
After October 7th, I knew instantly that before I even had a chance to grieve the deaths going on in Israel, that I would have to be defending my own identity and have to be defending Zionism in Israel. The universities are not calling what happened a terrorist attack. They are not saying that Hamas is a terrorist organization. There are students and student organizations that are not calling out Hamas for what it is.
Ziporah, we have about 20 seconds. You received your law degree from Georgetown. What do you make of this?
I did, and I have to tell you, it has been very disturbing to me. It's not just what's going on at Georgetown, though. It's going on at every major college institution, every higher education institution, even at high schools. It is a systemic problem, and it's devastating the Jewish community in this country and all over the Western world.
Natalie, please take care of yourself. Please keep in touch. Ziporah, thank you so much as well. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.